Hello, friend. Welcome to day 11 of the identity series. Today we are going to be continuing our topic of how to really step into, embrace, and solidify in ourselves our identity in Christ. So we've covered a couple things so far. You can go back over the last two videos to see parts 1 and 2. So today we're going to talk about tool tip action number 3, which is mindset work. And there's two approaches to mindset work, and I feel that everyone needs both at some point in their life. So number 1 is just straight up mindset work. And so this is where we practice taking our thoughts captive, practice being aware of our thoughts, questioning our thoughts, going through the thought formula that I talked about yesterday, and doing that on a regular basis. Journaling, reading our Bibles, like doing all of the things to renew our minds. Those are all like mindset work. Speaking declarations and affirmations that are biblically based. Making sure that we're surrounding ourselves with things that are uplifting. Making sure that we're kind of assessing our media content consumption. Like, what are we watching? What are we listening to? Because everything that we feed our mind is what we're going to be thinking about and what's going to impact our perspectives and our worldview and our thoughts. So if we're listening to a lot of depressive music, well, we're going to feel depressed. If we're watching a lot of trashy TV, we're going to start emulating the people that we're watching on TV. And likewise, if we start listening to uplifting worship music, we're going to be in a more grateful, praise-filled state. If we're watching quality stories or educational content or things like that, that's going to be what we're thinking about. So same thing with social media. Who are we following? What type of content are we consuming on social media? Because that is all feeding our thoughts. And what you feed will flourish. So we want to make sure you're feeding the right things. So that's mindset work. There's also another layer deeper of mindset work. And this is something that I specialize in. And it's guided mindset work. And what this means is basically it's working on these things, but with someone helping you. Some people might call this coaching, mentoring, supporting. This is kind of what I do as a mentor and coach is guide you through mindset work, is help you process, bring in additional perspectives, etc. And so it does, and it can be with me, it can be with somebody else, it could be now, it could be 5 years in the future. At some point though, everyone really could benefit from having a season of guided mindset work where you're working with someone who knows what they're doing and can help you dig in deeper, because there's kind of only so deep that we will let ourselves go, because our brains are naturally wired to avoid pain. And a lot of times when we're struggling with identity and we're trying to shift our identity, false identity and old identity often has a lot of things attached to it. And so when we're trying to change it, it hurts. It hurts to shift. It hurts to face, maybe especially if we're believing lies about ourselves. A lot of times those lies are founded in wounds, in painful things that happened in our past, whether it was cruel things somebody said to us, maybe it was a really traumatic situation we went through, whatever it is, that is where those lies end up taking root and then growing into the beliefs and the identity that we hold about ourselves. And so we can get to a certain level of depth in dealing with that on our own without someone else. But there's a point at which our brain will start fighting us and convincing us, and there's lots of tricks our brain will play. Sometimes it'll deflect. Sometimes it will lie to us and tell us there's no problem here. There's kind of a lot of things that can happen, and it depends on the personality, the wound, the situation. But having someone else who's on the outside of us who knows how to work with the mindset and the thoughts in the brain it's really helpful because they can help us see things maybe that we are missing in blind spots. They can help us to make connections that maybe we didn't realize. And it's just, I mean, having been in this space for, 7+ years now, both as a client and as a mentor coach, I've seen it on both sides of the equation. Like, when the connections are made, as a client, it's so helpful. Like, the biggest breakthroughs and healing in my life, the Lord brought through the hands of other coaches, other mentors. And to this day, I'm always working with one, if not multiple, one-on-one support myself, because I just am such a firm believer in it. It works. It helps in different areas of our lives. And there's people with different specialties. And so, I mean, we could go into that on a whole nother scale. But all that to say, guided mindset work is so, so helpful. Especially when you're coming up against a lot of walls, and a lot of resistance and a lot of obstacles in working through it on your own. Because like, you can, again, there's a level to which you totally can work through it on your own. And if that's where you're at, yes, go for it. You go, do it. But if have been on that journey and you've been doing it, you've been trying, and you keep coming up against the same obstacles and it feels like you're running in circles or you're just banging your head against a wall, it's probably time to start working with somebody in some sort of guided capacity, whether that's in a group setting or a one-on-one setting. Having someone who can listen to you, hold space for you, and then also point things out and help guide you to see where maybe there's lies you don't realize are lies because they feel really true. Yeah. So that is the next one. So I would invite you for your action step with this to take a look and see, where are you at? Are you, how much mindset work on your own have you done? If you haven't been doing much of it, go dive in, do some mindset work. If you're finding that it feels overwhelming, or that you're banging your head against a wall, or you're in cycles and it just feels like nothing's working, it may be time to think about some guided mindset work. And if that's where you are and that's you, please either comment on this video guided or DM me, and I will be more than happy to talk with you and support you and help point you in the right direction. There's so many wonderful, wonderful mentors, coaches, supportive people out there there is the right fit for you somewhere. And it may be with me, it may be with somebody else. And my belief is there's no competition in the kingdom. So I'm not looking to just sell you anything. I'm looking to support you and help you find the support you need. And so I would love to talk to you and help you figure out what that is. What are you needing? Where are you needing the most support? And help point you in the direction that will support you the most. So if that's where you are, comment guided or send me a DM and we can get on a free call, and I will ask you some questions and we'll just chat and see what would support you best. And I have a whole referral network of fellow coaches and mentors and professionals who specialize in a variety of things, from finance to health to business to debt to budgeting to faith, to inner healing, to deliverance, to like all the things. I have a pretty wide network of people. And so regardless of what you're facing, I could definitely point you to people who would be able to support you. And I have specialties of my own that I could also support you with. So, go ahead and drop a comment, shoot a DM, or go do some mindset work yourself. And don't forget, tomorrow we are starting the Embracing Freedom Challenge. It is free and it starts tomorrow. So if you want to join that, we're going to go basically dig even deeper and more specific action step on some of the things we've talked about in this series in this private group free challenge. So if you want the link to join us, please comment freedom and I will get you in, and see you tomorrow. Bye, friend.